My sweet and lovely Cancers, this is your horoscope for November 2024, and November will welcome us with new moon in your fifth house. Now, new moon in the fifth house is an amazing thing. Your, thirst for life will open up newly because new moons are all about new stories, new passion, new desire, and it seems like you will get passionate about something around 1st November after this new moon appears in your fifth house. Now, fifth house is all those things that we do with love and with enjoyment. And something that you will start around this new moon will get your attention and desire so much that you will be so much involved, actually into something like a new project, or it might be a business because fear house is all about business. You might start a new business, or it might be some sort of creative project, especially if you are like actors, singers, or models. You might give a speech, or you might get invitation to do some promotions. Whatever is that, you will love what you're gonna do after this new moon. Now, especially for those of you who are born around 1st of July, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this new moon because this new moon is happening at 9 degrees of your fifth house. New moon will be supported by Saturn, and that means whatever you're going to start, it will stay for a long time and it will give you good results because Saturn is the planet of hard work, discipline, and responsibilities. And Saturn lays ground, like solid ground actually here, and whatever is that passion project that you're going to start around this new moon seems like will stay with you for a long time. Because Saturn is also in your ninth house, it might be involving all those media related things or foreign related things. And for that, you might also need to travel somewhere. There might be sort of this requirement, some sort of a need for some of you guys. Or it might be that you will start studying something, learning something new, because Saturn is in your ninth house, is the house of education. It's like a broadening your mind sort of house. And it's also all things foreign. As I said, you might start learning a new language, for example, or start doing something for like social media. As I said, maybe giving a speech, like opening a podcast or a YouTube channel, and Saturn will make sure that those words that you're gonna speak through those channels will reach broad audience, because ninth house is exactly like a big broad audience, let's say. Now, because Saturn naturally rules your house of long-term partnerships and in love and in business, it might be that if you're starting a business, if that is your situation, then your business partner might be a foreigner who will stay with you for a long term and will help you, and you will be in luck to find that person. Or if it's about love, my dear Cancers, for some of you, it might be totally about love, because fifth house is a house of romance, it's a house of flirting. And it seems like, especially for those of you who are single, you have amazing opportunity to meet someone around 1st of November. Or if you've been dating someone, then this new moon has the power to make your relationship go on a higher level, to make it more serious, or to take up next step, to the next level, like level up this relationship. Now, fifth house is also house of kids and children. You might actually find out that you are pregnant around this new moon. If that is your news, and it seems like you might have been waiting for this news, then congratulations, because this new moon has that power to give you a babies, my dear Cancers. Now, for the most of the month, we have also Pluto opposing Mars, and that opposition will be exact on 3rd November. Now, opposition is a bit of a tense aspect, so I would suggest you to avoid 3rd November for anything. Even like in love or in business, try to not avoid that day. Or 3rd November is Sunday. It might also be Monday, better to avoid 4th November, better to postpone everything until 5th November. Now, Pluto opposing Mars. Pluto will be in your 7th house, house of other people, and here Mars is in your sign, in your 1st house. And it's a bit of a tension aspect, and oppositions are usually, it's about relationships, and with someone, like relationship with your significant half, or in business. If it's not love, if you're not married, then it might be in business or any other person, like some opponent or a competitor. And there might be big tension during whole November, but that tension will have the climax on 3rd of November. So here, someone within your surrounding, it might be your husband or wife in this case, or as I said, some counterparty like competitors or your enemies or any other person might have a different opinion than yours, and you will have this sort of tension there. But whole other bunch of planets will try to mediate that tension between those two, and those planets are Neptune, Uranus, and of course Mercury. They will try to save the whole November. Actually, they will try to help you, and this tension will be mostly felt by those who are born towards the end of Cancer season. But anyhow, these both planets, they are almost at the end of their signs that are they situated in. And when planets they go out of signs, those days are the harshest. And it seems like it might be this time when you will feel, or you might decide out of anger, some things, say some things that you might regret later. So bite your tongue, my dear Cancers. Try to hold here, like ideally whole November. Try to stay calm and meditate. And Neptune, Uranus, and Mercury will help you with your future vision, with your wise teachers or mentors. Those people will be there to help you out, actually. 4th November, also one of the biggest days because Mars goes into your second house. Mars was occupying for the last 2 months your sign, giving you all the power to go after whatever you want in your life. Now, Mars moving into your second house, it's amazing time to actually, seems like your mind will be quite busy of trying to find sources of income. Seems like you will be it might be that you will be searching for a new job or new position, or you might be searching for some other source of income, like from your hobbies or some other second job it might be. But Mars in second house also tend to give us quite a lot of spendings, because Mars is an action planet and there is a hunger, to buy whatever you see. So try not to go to shopping. I would suggest, but it's a festive season coming and it will be hard. I already guessed it, but still, with Mars in your second house, I would try to suggest you to hold on your pocket, because money will be going out so fast with this Mars in your second house. Now, November 11, we have Venus, planet of love and beauty, going into your seventh house, house of love, my dear Cancer, house of your marriage, your long-term partners, and business partners. This is amazing transit. After 11th of November, all that tension that Pluto and Mars were creating in the beginning of November will start melting away, because Venus comes in and makes a bit of a room for love, for all the beautiful and soft things there, softening all other people, because it will be occupying your seventh house. And it's so right on time to help you with your relationships with whomever, because seventh house is house of other people, whoever we communicate with, even our enemies, also in the seventh house. Now, Venus in the seventh house might give you sort of a romantic period with your husband, with your wife, and even like a money period, a very productive period with your business partners too, as soon as Venus will enter your seventh house on November 11th. November 15th will be big day because we have two big things happening. Saturn, planet of work, planet of discipline, and planet of responsibilities, going in direct motion. Now, it was retrograding before, since 29th of June, so almost for half year, giving you retrospective thoughts around your life purpose, because ninth house is all about broadening mind. What is the purpose of our life? why we came to this life, what we meant to do here on this earth, in this body and in this lifetime, let's say. Now, these kind of thoughts might have been occupying your mind because Saturn is more subtle. It's about our spiritual growth, subconscious mind. Those thoughts were popping up time to time, and now Saturn going direct exactly in your ninth house. Seems like whatever was pausing there, now you will find the answers. Now you will find the purpose of your life, and you will start moving towards your purpose. And it might be that Saturn in ninth house might give also educational adventure, because like if your educations were paused for one or another reason, or you've been thinking which university to enter and which universities to choose, now you will be certain about your choice, which university to go, or which college to go, whatever like a major to do, for example, if you're a student. Now, also Saturn in the ninth house is all about travel and immigration. If you were in a process of immigrating, in a process of dealing with all those documents related to immigration, like passports or permissions, visas, let's say green cards, or anything related to immigration and travel, then here it might have been paused for one or another reason. But now when Saturn moves direct, it will go finally smooth. You might get some replies, you might get some news and information around your documents, around that process, if that is your situation. Now, ninth house is also about legal affairs. And again, if you're involved in legal processes, like legal case, if something was stuck, now Saturn moving direct will move forward all the cases, and you might be closer to conclusions of the cases. Same with publishing. Ninth house is about publishing, and if you've been writing a book, or you've been waiting for a word from your editor or publishing house, if something was stuck in that process, now Saturn going direct in the ninth house will give you green light. You will receive all sorts of news and all sorts of moving forward in the thing. Now, 15th of November, another big thing happening astrologically is a full moon in your 11th house, and 11th house is the house of future. This full moon is a brilliant one at 24 degrees, meaning those of you who are born 15th of July will be affected the most. Now, full moon brings some conclusion, and this full moon will be amazingly positive one, because full moon will conjunct Uranus, which is tight conjunction. They will unite forces. Now, Uranus is the planet of surprises, planet of shock, and happening in your 11th house. Something is happening there that you won't expect. You would never guess, because Uranus works that way. It brings some surprises that we will never be able to guess, actually. That's how it loves it. And full moon will be supported by Neptune and Pluto, two other karmic and transformative planets. It seems like whatever will be happening around this full moon, it's sort of this kind of fated things happening and surprisingly fated things happening, shockingly fated, because Uranus is there, and whatever surprise it will be, that you will be happy about it. That will be a positive one. So I'm so happy for you guys, my dear Cancers. Around this full moon, seems like your wish coming true. 11th house is all about our wishes, our dreams that we hold in our heart. And one or two wishes are coming to light finally, my dear Cancers, for you. And 11th house is also house of friendships. Some friendship might blossom here around this, full moon, or you might hear some amazing news about your friend, and that news will be shocking, and surprising news might be coming, but happy news, so you will be happy around this full moon. Now, 11th house is also a media. It's a popularity house. It's an internet house of internet, social media. Seems like if you are busy around your this social media, becoming influencers, creators, or bloggers, whatever is that, or journalists, you will be on top of your game, my dear Cancers. This full moon will bring to conclusion some sort of your efforts, your work. You will shine on internet, my dear Cancer. You will shine with your positive and hard work that you've been doing, dedicated one, because 11th house is a harvesting results. Something that you've been doing for a long time now will bear fruit, my dear Cancers, and it will bring you brilliant, amazing results. So happy for you guys here. 11th house is also about, big corporations or big events, like masses of people, like gathering in one place, or sort of big teams. Seems like you are entering into some sort of relationship. It might be a foreign relationship, which is in a big company, in a big corporation, or collaboration with someone that will shine your star, my dear Cancers. Whatever is that, please leave a comment. I'm so curious to know what is this full moon about, and I'm really happy for you. 19th of November, another big thing happening of our century, not even a month, because Pluto changing sign, and it will never be back into your 7th house that it was occupying for the last 15 years in our lifetime. It's moving into your 8th house, and finally, Cancers were, for the last 15 to 16 years experiencing quite a lot of deep work, transformative work around your relationships. A lot of Cancers might have been, gone through like divorces, bad marriages, or bad partnerships. A lot of lessons in love and in business partnerships, my dears. But now Pluto moving into your 8th house. But Pluto in 8th house is an amazing one because, Pluto, first of all, rules 8th house. Now, 8th house is all about mystical things, esoteric, and you are, as a Cancer, you are so much mystical, and this, character will help you with Pluto in your 8th house. Pluto will give you all sorts of transformations in the next 20 years around, spirituality, around your subconscious mind, around your childhood traumas. It will give you opportunity to heal yourself, magically heal, because 8th house is exactly where we heal ourselves, like mystically and magically. For some of you also, it might give you quite big and influential, like CEO or VIP type of people around you with whom you will have shared business or shared money, because Pluto is exactly about big money, and about influential people who has power. And it seems like you might actually attract those kind of people as your business partners, or as someone who you will collaborate and manage that sort of big finances, like your taxes, investments. Also, you might invest in the next like 20 years in a big things, actually, not just some houses or real estates, but it will be something which is huge. And it has all about like funding, like scholarships, taxes, loans, and banks. All these things will be, for you, giving quite a lot of lessons in the next 20 years, how to better invest your money, how to better manage your money, how to become financially literate, let's say. These topics will come forth into your life, and you will understand quite a lot of things during the next 20 years with Pluto in your 8th house, my dear Cancers. And of course, November 26th, we have Mercury going retrograde. Retrograde like means slowing down. Now, when Mercury goes retrograde, of course, we all know not to do any plastic surgeries. Try to avoid them. Try to avoid planned surgeries. Try to avoid buying technical stuff like phones or laptops, computers, all those things that has chip in it, because they might go wrong after you buy them, or you might just like they might have some issue there, or you might just not like your purchase after you do that. When Mercury retrogrades, all mishaps, all mix-ups happen usually. People get late to their flights, some booking to some wrong dates, all sorts of things that relates to numbers, information, because Mercury is all about information, all about communication, writing, reading, speaking, and also all about commerce and trade. And Mercury will retrograde in your sixth house, in your house of work. So at work, there might be situations that meetings might get postponed or canceled or wrong timing. All sorts of mishaps will be happening. So get ready for that. And especially sixth house is your health house. If the surgery or whatever procedure, the health wise and plastic surgery especially, if they are planned, try to postpone them or cancel until January or even February better. So to be on the safe side, my dear Cancers. Now this is your horoscope for November. Don't forget to check your rising sign, ascendant, or moon sign, because usually our rising sign is much stronger influence. But check all three of them so that you can compare which one is actually affecting you the most. For some people, it might be moon sign, depending on your time of birth. So have the control to check which sign is actually affecting you the most right now in your life, my dear Cancers. Love you all. Bye bye.